Hi everyone, welcome back to In Bed with Kate. And today, in bed with me on the podcast Bedtime Stories is Tia. And this is the first time I have a guest for the second time on this podcast because when Tia first came on In Bed with Kate back in September last year, she made it clear that she really wanted to have a job in pleasure product industry on B2B professional side of the business. And I kind of looked at her and I thought, yeah, girl, you probably do belong here. And then 6 months or 7 months, 7 months later, Tia got a job in a pleasure product industry, and not just for a sex toy brand, but for a sex tech brand. And now Tia is helping me to educate this United States of America about new ways to connect, interact, and be intimate with each other with the help of interactive technologies from Red Light District, Amsterdam. Tia, it's so nice having you here again.
Yay! I'm glad to be back. I feel so privileged being able to come first person that's been on twice. I feel special.
Yeah, you really are. Last time we talked about feminine energy, and you've done a lot of coaching for couples, for women, to help them empower in their dating life and their career. Could you please tell me why exactly you had this calling to start a new professional journey in this industry?
Yeah, I've been a coach for 6, 7 years. I love what I do. Help women break out of shame, own their sexuality, have better sex and relationships. I'm already passionate about sex and intimacy. I love spreading pleasure around the world. We're helping people have more pleasure, more confidence, and heal out of shame. And I feel like being in an industry that is the leader in that would be powerful and fun, and I enjoy it. And it's something that I love. I love to work with companies and products that I can get behind and I enjoy. And yeah, so when you brought it up, I was like, hell yes. I'd love to do that. I'd love to learn more about the products. I'd love to share more about it and yeah, be the leader in getting these products in the US.
Yeah, I think, when you have passion and when you love sex, and when you also have ability to conduct sales and use all those marketing tools that you are using, yeah, that's probably a perfect combination. The thing is that not too many people open the door into manufacturing side of the business
Mhm.
from the start. But again, like, I think, when a person has a passion and you just made it so clear that you really wanted to try yourself in that, and I just thought, okay, maybe at some point maybe it's gonna happen. But then I think at that point when we both had this thought, we kind of manifested this, and
Yeah,
now
yeah.
here we are.
Love it. Yeah, I've worked for 1 month and I love learning about the products. These are actually really good products, like high tech and above the normal standard that we're used to, which is great. Like I'm so used to toys just like dying on you and not working after being in the shower or something. So it's nice to have good quality toys that aren't too expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's way more than that, but
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
get
yeah.
into that later. Everything happens for a reason,
Mhm.
and the funniest part is when I started working in sex tech and working with Kiiroo Amsterdam, it was around the same time. It
Oh.
was right before 4th of July,
Oh, wow.
and yes, and I was getting ready for my first trade show in me. And just today on the way to this podcast, I was thinking, wow, like,
That's
it's
crazy.
so cycling, and this is another
Yeah,
sign, right? I
yeah.
do believe in signs. So,
That's so funny.
yeah, to be honest with you, like when I did start this new venture, I was not in the perfect place. So, before my career in sex toys started 10 years, no, more than 10 years ago. Oh my gosh, I am getting older, I guess. More than 10 years ago.
Mhm.
And I started from retail. I was a salesperson, then I was HR, and I was educating all the
Wow.
salespeople for 60 stores, like every single week. That's what we were doing
Wow.
because we really were prioritizing education. Because to be able to speak with the customers and to be able to actually understand their needs, you do need a lot of training and a lot of knowledge, right? But then I became a brand manager, head of the purchasing for this retail chain. Then I became sex coach, and then I started working for manufacturers when I
Wow.
moved here. And the first brand that I worked for, everything was going amazing, and I was not planning to start anything new.
Mhm.
But in 2022, the war in Russia started.
Oh.
And yeah, I mean, I was here, but it did hit me like really, really hard. For the first time in my life, I did have a depression. And before, I used to think that depression is something that people just, used to justify why they are not doing this or that. I didn't believe that it's actually like condition. But then when it happened to me, and I couldn't leave my place for months because it's just the
Mhm.
whole thing was blowing up my mind. And then Kira kind of, made it clear that they wanted me to help them to educate retailers in the United States about their technologies and kind of step their foot into this market. And even though I did not want to start anything new, I
Mhm.
had enough with everything that I had going on professionally. I decided, okay, I need a challenge. I
Yeah.
need something to take my attention away from this because I cannot really affect what's happening. But what I can do is to focus on something else, on building something else, and just get distracted from this depressive state I was
Mhm.
in. So Kira actually did help me to overcome my depression way sooner than it usually takes. So, and then around this time when I was going through all this training, it was my first month, and my friend from Hawaii, a friend of my friend, texted me on Facebook. We started talking. I told him about this new venture that I have because even I didn't know about everything that sex tech can do.
Mhm.
And he actually was very impressed because turned out he knew more than average about like sex toy market and everything. And he goes like, oh, come to Hawaii because yeah, I want to see it in person, blah blah. And I go, look, I'm not gonna go right now because the show is coming up
Yeah.
soon, and unless it's gonna help me in promoting this brand, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh, I have an idea. How about that? One person on a boat, and the drone is filming from above, and one person is on the top of the volcano, and we sync our toys between each other.
Oh, what?
And I go, okay,
That sounds
I'm
fun.
gonna look at the flights right
Ooh.
now.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I flew over just 5 days before the show.
Wow.
Yes, it was a huge risk, but I did it. And then, this spark happened, right?
Okay.
We fell in love. Like in three
Oh.
days that we were doing that,
Yeah.
I had to leave him this Keon
Yeah.
so that we could connect it on a long distance when I'm here in LA.
Nice.
And that's how I started not only working with Kira, but
Yeah.
also using Kira on a long distance
Nice.
because one of the features is connecting toys between each other
Ooh.
so both partners can climax at the same time, no matter where they
Ooh.
are.
Yeah, and it kept you coming together.
Yes, exactly. So it did help a lot. So yeah, I'm a real proof that sex toys with interactive technology can get your long distance romance pretty damn far. So,
Keep it hot and steamy.
yeah,
Nice.
exactly.
Love that.
So, have you tried any of those toys yourself yet?
Yes. I'll even grab one for anybody watching the video. I like this spot, and I took this on a date. So I'd actually tried to use one of these from a different brand before, and there was no app. It didn't connect. It didn't work. I literally threw it in the garbage. I threw it in the garbage. It didn't
So how
work.
did you take it to the
So
date? Did you take it?
this one I put in me. I connected it with the guy for the first time. We like connected it to my phone and then we connected it to his phone and then we went to a bar restaurant on a date. And yeah, so it was in me, already connected. He had access. And while we were at the restaurant, he was like playing with the app and he just left it open. That was funny. I don't think, there it was a smaller restaurant, there was less people, and the waitress, like he left the app open with the app on playing and he was like moving it. So like if she knew, she would have known. But I don't think she knew. But it was like going up and down and he would like play with it and move it around. He really liked to like go up and I'm like, cuz if it's like out of the blue, you kind of just like, oh, so he liked that. So he liked to see the interaction and like play with it. So kind of like 2 hours of foreplay during dinner.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
long time to to
Yeah.
wear the thing. Did he go like nonstop, or would
Yeah, it
he
was
turn it on, turn it off? Did you have the light on?
yeah. I had the light on, but you couldn't see it. You couldn't see it, so no problem. Some dresses you can see it. So yeah, I probably wouldn't do that in public, but you can turn it off. And then when we came back, like I was already kind of like warmed up and excited, and then we did like a little scene. Do you want to hear a little bit of details, which is fun to do?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so with the spot in me, he like did more of like a BDSM scene. And one part that I really liked was he'd like paddle me or spank me really hard. And then right after ramp up the vibration. So it was like pain, reward, pain, reward. And it was like kind of weird to your brain because you're like, boom, ow, ooh. So it was like really hot. And so that was really steamy, hot. And it was fun for him to play with that and then like play with the vibration with foreplay. And at dinner, like I was just so ready to go.
Could you even eat?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah, yeah. I we did kept it like going kind of like in a wave, which is cool. You can put it on a wave preset. And I don't know about you ladies. I do not like the pulse where it's like buzz, 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 buzz. But with the app, it's more of like a wave. And so I really like the wave, like where it's like zoom, zoom. So it kind of like keeps me going, but then there would be like an intense level, and you're like, oh. So that was fun. I really liked it. It's not too intense, so you can like eat and enjoy your dinner. It's if they do it without you knowing, that's when you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad that you had so much fun already.
Yeah.
And yeah, going out in the public with the toy inside is one of the hottest ideas for a couple. That's
Oh, yeah.
100%.
So fun. I really enjoyed it. Plus, I'm like kinky, so anything like a little taboo, like, ooh, I'm getting vibrated while I'm eating. Like, I just love it. I love the taboo of it. I love the little secret. So it's fun.
When I bought my first app control toy, that was more than 10 years ago, and
Yeah.
it was VVibe. And I remember I was like literally saving money from my salary to buy
Yeah.
it. That was just the beginning, of app controlled Bluetooth operated
Hmm.
toys. But interactivity and interactive toys is a whole different
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Do you agree that app controlled toys, like especially interactive toys, are not really high maintenance or difficult to navigate? Because I think a lot of people, even in our B2B world, who have had their stores for a long time, and it seems to them that if it seems a little complicated to them, that their customers don't need it also, but it actually
Yeah.
is so easy.
Well, I would say to that, it's like a new phone or an upgrade. You're always a little annoyed of it when they make a big change or upgrade, but then usually it makes your life easier. So like when we upgraded to the Apple iPhone way long ago, everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's so intense. It's hard to use." It's not. You just have to get comfortable with it, get to know it. Maybe the first time you're a little overwhelmed, but then when you learn it, it's pretty easy. So like setting it up, the first time takes a little bit longer, but it's still really fast. And then once it's set up, it's good to go. And now you know, and it's easy.
Yeah, I mean, every interactive feature that can be long distance, right? So even if he was in another restaurant on another continent, he
Mm.
would still have been able to control your orgasms.
Yeah, that would be so fun. Luckily, I'm not in a long distance relationship right now, but if I ever am, I would love to have that connection. And I've been in one a long time ago, and that would have been a blast.
Yeah, you do agree that with some of these toys, the orgasms feel like fireworks?
Oh, yeah. Yes,
Because it's July
100%.
4th coming up soon,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure.
And that actually, in that very first video about long distance toys from Hawaii, the whole point was that with Kiiroo products, the orgasms feel like fireworks.
Mm.
And we filmed all these fireworks on July 4th. And yeah.
Ooh, that's
And
on my bucket list or slucket list. My friend made that up. I really do want to do that. That'd be fun.
is there any sex toy that you've always wanted to try but haven't had a chance to?
Well, there's two. I will say the Keon, it can turn into a sex machine, which I have always wanted to use a sex machine. Like, yeah, it just sounds fun and not having to do anything and then having someone else control your orgasm and penetration and like I've always wanted to do that. I just never have. So that would be fun. It's right there, the Keon, and then it connects to the table and then you put which do you want me here, let me grab it. Can you hand it to me? So this is for men, but it can turn into a sex machine for men or women. And then it connects to the table. And then if you take this out and put a dildo adapter and then a vacuum lock dildo, then you can control it with the app. Or you can have it long distance and they could be fucking you from around the world and watch it. And you can connect to videos. So that would be really cool. Like I don't have one at my house.
While you're doing that, I can tell you one thing. Even if your partner doesn't control the experience when you are playing with the machine, it's very convenient to use your phone as a remote. So, like, let's say if you are in doggy style and it penetrates you too intense or not intense enough, you can just use your phone as a remote and adjust everything, adjust the speed of the stroke, the length of the stroke. And yeah, connection with the video is another exciting thing to do.
Yeah, so it connects and it moves with I think what's coolest is connecting with the porn videos. Cause like if you're getting a blowjob, it like goes at the top, and then it goes like deeper. You can control the length and speed. Ooh, where is it?
Yeah.
Bam. Bam.
So this is actually one of the most popular styles for people with penises because yeah, it does make you feel like you are having a real sex. And if you sync it to a porn video, it makes you feel everything that you see on a screen. It's a crazy experience because like whatever is happening to genitals in the video, right? Whatever penis is supposed to feel in terms of the depth of penetration, in terms of the speed of the penetration, every movement, everything you see is altered in the real time. And yeah,
Oof,
it
yeah.
is a very immersive experience.
I really want to try that with a porn video. For me, the sex machine. Like that'd be crazy while watching like your favorite star.
Yeah, and you know the funniest part is it's not only regular flat 2D videos but also VR. And we've been doing this training for months and there was one thing that we haven't done yet.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a perfect timing for you to try out VR porn,
Ooh.
360 porn.
Yeah, and I've actually never done it before, so let's give it a try. I'm down.
Yeah, because when you get your sex machine, you'll need to connect it to something, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I'd say go big or go home, right? That's how they
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want you to enjoy this experience fully. And I want you to feel that you are right there in the middle of the scene when you are using that machine. So, I have a little surprise for you. I have prepared a little Oculus headset for you to check out one of my favorite porn videos in VR, in 360 VR,
Ooh,
that features our Britney Ember, the porn star that we have a molded stroker of.
nice.
Yeah. So you ready?
Okay, yeah, I'm ready. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, it feels like that. Whoa.
What are you seeing?
I'm seeing 3 cocktail dressed women like right up here. Hitting on me. Oh, I'm a guy. Oh my god. I have a dick.
You have a dick? Wow.
I have a dick. Wait, where'd it go? There it is. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so weird because like they're touching my dick. And I have a dick.
How many inches do you have?
Oh, I have a good sized dick. It's like 6, 7 inches.
Nice.
Go ahead, touch. Oh, wow. Okay. Now I'm getting a blowjob by all 3 women.
And one of these women is who?
Oh, I don't. What? The famous one. Wow. Now I have like 7 women.
7 women and only one dick of yours?
Whoa.
Wow.
That one's on top of. Whoa. It's a butthole. Whoa. That's insane. Oh my god. Felt like I was a guy for a second.
I mean, because that's the whole point. No, it's not the whole point that you feel like a guy,
my
but
God.
that you are actually is the one who is having sex with all
Yeah.
those top porn stars.
Wow. Yeah. Felt like I had a dick for a second.
Yeah, because it literally feels like that and it looks like that. Yeah, first
Wow.
time I tried it, that was actually years ago,
Yeah.
and I had no idea that it even existed. And that first brand that I worked with in the US, they wanted to do like the product placement in
Yeah.
the VR porn, and they knew that like there was one company that was like way ahead of time in terms of the quality of VR content. And they go like, okay, they're based in Los Angeles. Can you go there and check them out and see like if we can work
Yeah.
with them? And then I realized that, oh wow, I know these guys. Like I was with them somewhere like
Yeah.
at AVN years ago.
Oh, wow.
And I went there and it looked like exactly, if you imagine, I don't know, Google or Apple office in Silicon Valley,
Yeah.
that's exactly how this place looked
Wow.
like. You sign the NDA when you come in and it looked like pretty next level. But then we were talking and they go, have you ever tried it yourself?
Yeah.
And I go, no. And then they go, okay, let's first do this and then we talk business. And they put this VR headset on me, and Oculus wasn't even on the market by that time. It was like that long ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tried it on, and I also had a dig, and also that was like some group thing, you know. And
you're just like, whoa, it looks so real.
yeah,
You're just like, wait, what? I can grab my dick that I don't have.
but that's why you're not supposed to grab your dick, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to sync it to something like Keon that moves on your dick with everything that you see in the video.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, that would be amazing. I would want to do a porn video that I'm a woman though.
Where you are a woman and
where I'm a woman. That'd be great. That was cool to have a dick for a second though.
Yeah.
I felt like a guy for a second.
You know, it's power dynamics. It's such things like having a dick. You first think that it's weird, but then you try strap on and turns out like there is something about it.
Cool. Oh yeah,
there is something.
Sticking your dick in things and people.
Yeah, I would say it's all about like changing this power dynamic that you see yourself in a whole different capacity that you usually don't have during your regular sex.
Yeah. Being the receiver versus the giver, or being the giver, it's a very different energy, and I think everybody should try on a strap on. Yeah, everyone should try it.
I would try everything at least once.
Yeah.
I wanted to think about like what are my exceptions, but then it's hard to say.
Yeah,
I'll try
I'll try
most
everything as long as it's not hurting anybody that doesn't want to be hurt.
Yes, exactly.
consensual. But yeah, that'd be really cool. So, what products are you most excited about? I know they've had a big launch with Kiiroo. What are some of the products you're most excited?
I am very excited about the fact that, first of all, finally, market is there.
Mm,
People are ready to receive all the gifts that technology can give us in our sex lives. Because I remember when I was a buyer for 60 stores in Russia and I bought Kira for our stores. And then I was thinking, oh my gosh, like maybe this is too much, because I understood that at some point it's gonna be the next best thing, but I was not sure that moment was at that time, you know.
mhm.
But I decided, okay, like I'll still buy it because I know no matter how long it takes, at some point people will be ready for that. Now, just looking at the statistics that tells us that VR usage is growing up so rapidly, putting into account the fact that you can create businesses, you can create relationships in metaverse right now, putting into account how much of the VR content is being produced as we speak. Because back in the days, porn production companies in LA would only produce regular 2D porn. But now more and more production companies produce VR porn because everybody understands where it's all going. And if you ask me, of course, like I think, you know, the good old dick is is always the best thing to play with. However, I also understand that the world is changing. The world is going digital, and this process has started way before the pandemic, but the pandemic accelerated it. So now you have, first of all, 18% of United States population, male population, has tried VR experiences, right? And then you have another statistics that shows that 50% of men older than 18 years old who own VR headset have already tried VR porn.
Mhm. Makes sense.
Yeah.
You already have it. Might as well give it a try. See what it looks like. I
And
mean, I'd be
can,
curious.
of course, something like Oculus not only for porn, right? If you are a gamer or you are a streamer or whatever it is that you are doing, and if you now find out that, oh, I can also watch porn in VR and be a part of this experience with all these porn stars like, I don't know, Britney Amber, Regan Fox, Bella Danger, etc., and I can actually have sex with them, right? So I mean, of course, it's totally worth it. And in upcoming years, we will see more and more people using this technology. So first of all, I'm happy that the market is there and it's not that out of space anymore. But about the brand new innovations and concepts, I would say the Luxus, the couple device. There are so many toys on the market that are for solo play. But for couples, there is not much, to be honest with you, because since this V Vibe thing was launched many years ago, and I was the one saving money for it, there has been, I'd say, zero innovation, like real innovation for couples, right? And one of the biggest issues that couples have is the orgasm gap, which appears because of the simple fact that most women do need clitoral stimulation to achieve orgasm, and clitoris is being ignored pretty frequently during partner penis and vagina intercourse. And apart from that, you have men who only need 15 minutes to climax during penetrative sex, and women who need way more than that, plus clitoral stimulation.
Wait, you
So
said how long for men?
5 minutes,
Yeah,
and
that's
for
short
women
amount of
it's
time
15.
with just yeah, with penetration.
Not all of them, of course, but a lot of them just get so excited about getting in there that they forget about the clitoris, about everything, and so on, and that's it.
Mhm.
So that's why Luxus company from Amsterdam was thinking, how do we address this with the help of technology? And they developed this very smart toy. So it consists of the ring that is worn on the base of the penis before the intercourse, but after he already got hard, and the clitoral part. And you can fix it on your clit during penetrative sex. just like this, and you can adjust the straps. It fits all the sizes. So
Or with a
basically,
sticker,
or
right?
with a sticker, yeah.
Yeah.
However you want it, you can also turn it into a finger vibe. But the point here is that the ring recognizes when he's about to climax, right? So there is a sensor inside that reacts on the pace of the thrusting and on the proximity between the devices. So when he's about to climax, this ring communicates with the clitoral part so that clitoral part can increase the vibration intensity
Mm.
and give this final push to achieve orgasm so nobody feels left out. I think
Nice. And it's great when you can come together with your partner. It feels so great.
yeah, to be honest with you, if this toy was around a little earlier, like a few years earlier,
Yeah.
maybe I wouldn't have broken up with a lot of men. Now you know it's gonna be a very exciting year.
And I want to try that product. So I'm taking applications for partners so I can try it. So yeah, do not drop into my DMs and say hi. But, taking applications. You got to write me a paragraph.
Just a paragraph. Okay, so
Paragraph.
let's
Yeah,
see.
we have a whole application process. You have to wine and dine me and show that you're an awesome partner. But yes, taking applications.
Okay, let me know how that goes, and we can't wait to hear your honest review
Yes.
after we
yes.
find volunteers for this job.
Yes.
Yeah, so as you can see, it is very special, right? It's very different from everything I'm
Mhm.
sure you have tried before. And even for professionals who work in the industry and who have been doing this for decades, when I show them like what these things are capable of, they're like, oh wow, like
Yeah.
this is really insane. Global sex tech market is expected to reach $62 billion by 2030. And these products and these technologies address so many things. For example, yes, for partners in long distance relationships, it does help to stay connected and to be intimate with each other. And you're just playing together, and the toy gets you off, away. I'd say it's way easier to get off with the toy rather than with a real partner, usually. So you can
Get your needs met with your
you would,
partner.
yes, you wouldn't even think about
Yeah.
cheating, because every day after work, even if you are in different cities and different countries, you can just sync your toys between each other, video chat while you're doing that, and come at the same time. Like
Keep that spark alive, keep that connection, keep that intimacy. That's so important.
Yeah, and plus for solo users, right? For people who would VR porn sync to the toy, besides people who are just, really into porn and adult content, there are also a lot of people who have some kind of disabilities or who are recovering from surgery, and they simply cannot engage in a partner sex with a real partner. And this can actually, improve the quality of their sex life and give them the sexual satisfaction. The toys with the technology like this actually can help some people to generate more money. Apart from VR, there is also webcam industry, and the market share of webcam is even bigger than porn right now. And the webcam performers get paid for the time that they video chat with their fans. And another way for them to make some extra profit is to give control of their toys to their fans. So basically, you invest like $100 in a sex toy like the one that you were wearing at the restaurant, and it will generate you thousands of dollars in years to come. So, how many different target audiences are there for this kind of product and technology? And why the industry that solves so many issues with intimacy is being targeted and called an obscene all the time? Like last century, Larry Flint had to go like all the way up to Supreme Court to prove the fact that this is a freedom of speech. You can watch porn or not watch porn. This is your choice. You can use sex toys or not use sex toys. This is also your choice. But right now, we have all of this conservative rhetoric that is turning into real action that will restrict a lot of states from having access to different resources, from having
Porn.
access to, yes, to having access to adult content, or from entering into the adult store without submitting your ID. Like, how crazy
Wow.
is that?
That's insane. What? Anybody should be able to buy a toy.
Yeah, but can you imagine how many people care about their privacy? How many people have some, I don't know, something that they might think are weird kinks and they don't want their
Yeah,
family
they
to
don't
find
want
out?
people to know or it to get leaked that they like to buy dildos. I
Exactly.
mean, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want everybody knowing what I buy or what porn I watch or yeah,
This is
it's just
happening as we
intimate.
speak. It is
That's
happening
crazy.
in Texas. It is happening in your home state, Utah. It's
Yeah.
happening all over the country in all red states. Okay,
Mm.
so let me circle back a little bit. Last Friday, I woke up and it was one of my worst days ever because I woke up to my channel being terminated, erased from the internet. And of course, I appealed, but then I received a reply that I will never be able to create another YouTube channel, that I'm banned for the rest of my life because I violated YouTube policies. However, with all the respect, I did read them many times and I have been following them throughout this 5 years of In Bed with Kate. And of course, I know that this is just a mistake of the robot, right? That couldn't recognize that this content had educational
Educational.
rather than sexual gratification purpose. But of course, I was like devastated, right? I was trying to
Yeah,
fix
I mean,
that.
5 years of videos, all of your hard work, YouTube is your biggest channel. Like, I would be devastated as well. It would be devastating.
And then another thing that devastated me, that the same day when I saw that Supreme Court did allow this porn verification process.
Oh, really?
That happened at the same on the same day.
So
Yes.
now people have to verify that they're
Now it's up to states to decide
oh,
whether they
okay.
have to or not, but
But
there
some
are a lot of
states,
states that
red
are like
states,
yeah.
where they have to verify going to stores who they are through a ID and they have to like scan it.
Yeah, so you have
Wow.
to, yes. So
Will it be linked to what they buy?
I'm sure it will because
Because
of, especially if you shop online, like if you shop
ah,
online, like of course.
that's
The
crazy. And did you know in Texas it's illegal to have more than 6 vibrators or 6 toys?
Do you know that in Texas, there are so many adult stores
Oh yeah,
in
there
one
are.
square mile? You have no idea. And this
Yeah.
will be one of your trips moving forward.
Okay.
And you
Yeah.
will be so surprised how conservative Texas is having. When I first went there, I thought, like, guys, you might be having more sex than me. What's the
Yeah.
hell? Like, I
Yeah.
mean,
I'm calling all the different Texas stores. I'm like, there's a lot of these. So, wow, yeah. That's true. Often the people who are most suppressed are also doing the most.
yeah, the most horny ones, but
Yeah.
yeah, why do you think that is happening in the first? Because I always knew that history has its cycles. And when I was doing this documentary about Larry Flint, I remember one of my thoughts was, oh my gosh, I really hope that there will be no point in time when we would have to fight for this industry again.
Yep. We're
But
there. We're there. And we're also fighting for women's rights again and our ownership of our own bodies. And there should be a separation of church and state. Everybody can have their own beliefs, and I support that. But hey, I get to own my own body. And yeah, I'm just going to say a little bit is that we should also care about alive humans. We should care about humans right now, people living.
yeah, unfortunately, government does not care about the humanity.
Alive, we don't
Uh,
care about humanity right now, it doesn't
yeah,
seem like.
only us humans and us people are capable of caring about ourselves, about each other,
Mm.
and about building a better world where we don't have to think about whether our industry will be shut down because somebody who is 90 years old does not have sex, but they're up there
Yeah, let's
making
shut
these
it down.
decisions.
I don't get to have sex, but you shouldn't either.
Yeah, like
It's
it's a I would say it's always
It's just about control.
it's about control, because when you are empowered sexually, you're empowered in other areas of your lives too.
Yes. 100%. The more empowered, less shame you have, the more you're able to say no, critical thinking, stand up for yourself, not be put in boxes. That's why I'm a sex and intimacy coach, is because it's as you build your confidence, you build all areas, your power, your ability to say no, all the things. Yeah, it just affects all areas of your life.
That's why they don't want us to be that
Nope.
powerful. But I'm sure, I am still sure, that even if we have to have this fight, we
We'll
are
come
gonna
out again
win, because
over
we are
time.
standing on the right side of the history. And another proof that if you do the right thing, and if you care about people around you, and if you truly believe in doing the right thing, the life rewards you. So my channel was back, right?
Yeah, my goodness, you did that in one day. I mean,
Not in one day, 4 days.
Oh, 4 days. Okay. I was like, whoa. Because she was like, it's shut down completely. I was like, what? I was like, well, it happened before. Are you going to get it up? And she's like, no, they said it's final decision. I was like, oh my goodness. Because that happened with me in Airbnb. Final decision, completely shut down. But guess what? I'm still shut down. So, like, I was like, oh, dang. You did not give up. That's awesome. Makes me think that maybe I should look into Airbnb again.
It's just a lesson to not to give up, like in general,
Yeah.
right? If you need it,
Don't give up.
you can always get what you want.
would-
It's just a matter
yeah.
of time and persistence, and how hard you try. And if what you're doing does not work, just change your approach, change your technique, change something, but keep trying.
Maybe when I have a little bit more time, I'll do that because I would love to get my Airbnb back up. I can't even go to an Airbnb, and it
You
was
can't even go?
no, and it was
Oh,
because
wow.
a guy that stayed in my place hit on me at 5 in the morning. Yep. So now it's live, but yeah, I went on TikTok about it because I was really pissed. They shut me down because it was I went to the Airbnb and they were like, "Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. We're so sorry. That's not okay." And then he said it was my fault and it was because I went on to him. He's an old guy. And then so they shut me down.
Wow, I'm so lucky that every time when I use Airbnb, if I had a shared space, I would end up with a gay guy, become
Yeah.
friends,
Yeah.
and like, yeah.
Yeah.
But it is really unfair that big corporations have that much control
Yeah,
over us.
just shut me out. I was making lots of money to me. And like now, that was a goal. I wanted to make hundreds of thousands, if not millions in the future, like renting out spaces and stuff. And now, can't do it. We'll see. You gave me some inspiration though.
I'm glad. But yeah, it was not easy. At some point, I didn't think it was even possible. But yeah, everything is possible. Just it's
Okay.
all here. Like, just believing.
Yeah.
Keep believing.
Persisting.
I'm glad that you have already used your spot. What's the next toy that you do want to use solo or with your partner?
Yeah, I mean, I do like this toy a lot. It's the Pearl. I actually like both the Pearl 2 and the Pearl 3. I feel like it's easy access. It's easy to hold. It has a pretty good motor, so it's intense and it has different levels. And yeah, I like it. I don't know. I like the vibration. Some vibrators have like too much intensity. This one has a really good, like deeper motor. I don't know if that makes sense, but some of them, yeah, it goes all the way down. It like
Turn
touch
it on
plates all the way.
in the touch plate.
let's see.
Let's show our viewers how it can react on your touch.
Okay, so this one's cool. So if you go like this, so as it touches, it vibrates. Why is this? So I'd love you to tell, why would you want it to go off? Is it to save the battery?
No, I'll explain you. There are other modes where it just vibrates steady, but because it has this touch plates inside, what happens when you sync it with your partner's device on a long distance? Let's say it's a Keon, right? So me and my partner, like my ex, were playing like this. So with the touch plate technology, the signal goes back and forth. It goes both ways. Whenever you do thrusting in and out of vagina, it transfers the signal to the Keon and vice versa. So you don't have to use this mode, but it does have touch plates and it reacts on penetration, on insertion, and on every touch.
Nice. Yeah, that would be fun.
Some people who work in the industry do not necessarily play with their products themselves, but I strongly believe that the best way to really understand what you are working with is to try. So when I was
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm such a now I love these products that I can totally support them, share them, sell them to my friends, share the word. 100%. It's harder to sell something that you don't love. It's so much easier when you enjoy it.
Yeah, I would never sell anything that I don't enjoy myself.
Same.
It's just not fair towards like our viewers or people who trust your judgment. So yeah, the funniest part is some people who work on a professional B2B side of the business, they would not, try things themselves. But when I worked as
Would
a buyer,
Yeah, but it's like, wouldn't you do that secretively? Like maybe they don't admit it, but they really won't use a vibrator.
a lot of people really just make, like, for example, purchasing decisions just looking at the data, right? At the report. When I was a buyer for the 60 stores, and I was really young to have the positions like this and to basically decide how we allocate all the budget like every month. It was a huge responsibility. And I had to decide what to buy, how much of it to buy. It was a lot, but besides just taking reports from the system, I would always try everything myself. Every vendor who wanted to get into our stores would send me their sample. And then at some point, I was living with my ex-boyfriend by that time in Russia. And at some point, our apartment's kitchen was just purely full of different sex toys samples, shipments, because we were behind in testing it. Like we were having sex every day pretty much
Wow.
when we were together, when none of us was traveling. But it was like a lot of things to try. At
Yeah.
some point, like 2 years into that, he goes, look, like I am tired, but let's do it anyways.
Yeah, I love that.
I'd say that's, yeah, of course, there is a lot of like theory information and working with numbers, but also just having your own experience with the product can never replace anything else. It's the funniest part. Like when people ask me, how do you use Keon hands free, and sometimes they don't believe that it's possible, we do have some, the different ways to fix it, like table clamp or pillow or neck strap that go like accessories to make it hands free. But if people don't want them, I tell them, I always tell them honest that even if you don't have any accessories, but if you just choose the right lengths of the stroke, it will stay on, it will not fall, and it will create a very tight seal. So it will be hands-free experience, simply because I have received a video of my partner back in the days using the Keon without hand strap, without table clamp, but he was able to use it in a sitting position like this with the right length of the stroke, and it wouldn't even move. I mean, it was moving only on the penis. It wouldn't fall. It wouldn't. Yeah. So experience with the product can never be replaced with anything else. Okay. In the age of long distance, everything, dating, work, sex, do you agree that sex tech can bridge emotional gap, not just the physical one?
In connection with your partner?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It definitely can bring you and your partner closer together. I think even just being able to masturbate in front of your partner can bring you together because there's a lot of shame around masturbation. And so being able to do that with your partner literally lets down a wall and a comfortability with your partner in a deeper level. And then being able to stay intimate, try new things, spice it up, so many different ways to stay connected with your partner. Yeah, totally agree with that. It bridges that emotional gap, physical, intimate, trusting, all the things.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And I'm very excited to see how the pleasure product industry will change in upcoming years and how we will foster this change together with you. I'm very excited about the beginning of this new journey for you. And I do believe that you will be doing amazing in this. And I'm very excited to do a first trade show with you in
Like
less
10
than
days.
in 10 days. Yay!
I'm like, I know how long it is. My phone and gave me a note. It's like, oh, you have this in 10 days. I was like, oh my goodness.
It might feel like, a long time or a short time, but it's gonna be an awesome experience
Yeah.
because this industry is like a family.
Oh
Besides the
yeah.
products that help people, there is also a family of really cool and open-minded and driven people who will become maybe your friends for life, like it was with
Yeah.
me. And yeah, thank you for not being afraid of trying new
Mhm.
things and learning new things, no matter how difficult it can feel in the beginning. Yeah, it will get only better and easier from now on.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being a guest on Bedtime Stories podcast on Bed with Kate again. Thank you so much for joining me in this mission to normalize pleasure, connection, and tech driven intimacy.
Awesome. Yeah. Could I share where people can find me if they want to get more
Yes, of
confident?
course. Of course.
Awesome. Yeah. If you want to go check out our last episode, get to know me more. And then if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Sexy Biz Babe and my Sexy Biz Babe podcast on all the streaming platforms. So get to know me, have fun, learn, break out of some shame and learn something new.
Thank you so much. We'll leave links in the description of this video for your social media and also for resources where you can find more information about Kiiroo products, about interactivity.
Yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah, it's definitely a new way, a new level of solo pleasure. Let's get back to our work, our calling, and let's make this world a better and happier place together. And I'll see you next time in Bed with Kate.